So there's been some confusion on why I kind of am making these videos, why I'm making these sort of self-improvement videos. So I thought I would just kind of give, the reasoning behind why I care about this stuff. And I think, I don't know, where would I say it all started? I would say probably like a lot of things. Probably like the very beginning, most like traceable thing was probably when I was in middle school. And then it was like videos that weren't really helpful, but were kind of laying the foundation for me to get like inspired to do stuff like this. Like most of the videos were not helpful. Like it would just be these dumb videos about, and it would be like, wear the color red if you want to impress your school crush. And it's like, got it. Thanks a lot. But in all seriousness, I think it was that happened first. And then eventually I came across maybe some more, some slightly more helpful people. And I say that, but, I don't know what initially made me gravitate towards this stuff. I don't know. Maybe it was just a feeling of insecurity, I think maybe it's just, comparing yourself to others that just made me gravitate towards sort of like vaguely self-improvement stuff. It wasn't even self-improvement in like the way that I talk about it for the most part yet. It would be a bunch of stuff that for the most part I actually don't agree with anymore. But back then, I would say, my God, that was probably like 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago. 6 to 5 years ago. So, so before COVID, basically, which really puts into perspective how long ago COVID was. But yeah, before COVID, I would watch a lot of, videos about, for example, like I remember I would watch this one channel. I'd check this guy out to like see if he's still, making stuff. He is. It was this channel called like Charisma on Command. I remember I used to watch a lot of his stuff. And he was alright from what I remember. Seems like his videos, they were like way more like highly edited. Like they're a lot more, I guess, stimulating. But seems like he's doing okay. And I remember I'd watch a lot of his videos. I think a lot of it was just kind of like just something to watch, right? Like you've probably spent too much time on YouTube today. A lot of the stuff you were watching was probably just like not even because you wanted to watch it, like that was the goal. It was just, I want to watch something to fill the time. So I think a lot of it was like that. And then after middle school, for me it was COVID year, right? 2020, I was an 8th grader. So that's when I came across, now this is going to seem like a weird turn, and I'll talk about this more later, but that's when this one like TV show got really popular on Netflix. And this seems like a really dumb thing to mention, but it was like this TV show, I think it was like a Karate Kid spinoff. It was called like Cobra Kai, and I remember, if you haven't watched any of the TV show, I won't spoil it, but basically, like the first like season, this is like, you basically meet some kid who uses a lot of like similar I guess like self-improvement ideas. Like some of the idea of like, perfecting yourself physically. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Perfecting yourself physically and making yourself more confident. Another person has a very similar transformation, but it's more dramatic. It's you'll know who the person is instantly if you start watching the show, or if you have any idea who I'm like referring to. So I remember I got kind of hooked on that show on Netflix for a little bit. I stopped watching, I think, after season 3. So I don't know what happened after that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what happened. But yeah, and then after that, I think for a while, I think that kind of carried over into freshman year, where I think there was this there's this little like place that in my backyard you used to have in my house, and what I would do sometimes during the summer is I would just try to do like a couple pull-ups. I wasn't very good. I couldn't do many, and that was another thing I would do like when I was really little. I remember that doing like my very first pull-up, and I have a video of me doing as many as I can with like a 5-pound weight on. But doing my very first pull-up, I always remember that. Just, it's like how good I felt. And I would try to do like a couple pull-ups. And I wasn't very good at it, but I think my parents took notice. I should have brought it up, but it was this little dumbbell, and it would go from 5 to like 25. It was one of those like adjustable dumbbells, right? And I would just like try to do like curls with them, and I was like 14, thinking about like the characters on that show from earlier, and I'd be like, and it wasn't really much, but that was just like my freshman year, and it's kind of cringy, but yeah, I, in a way, started comparing myself to obviously it's a lot more moderate to, the events on the show, which is interesting, because I feel like most people probably watch that show for like, the actual plot. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, self-image, and I think a lot of it is because I would watch like YouTubers that would like highlight that, right? Because if you get like hooked on a show, you watch like YouTube videos about it and stuff. But yeah, I think that's like why. And that was like basically just for like the male characters, right? I don't think there was like, I don't know, maybe in the newer season something like that happens, but yeah, anyways. So after getting the dumbbell, sorry, I got totally sidetracked. It was this little dumbbell. I didn't even have 2. But what I would do, I would just kind of lay on the floor. I would crank it all the way up to 25. And I would just do like this. Like just a couple of like the saddest version of a bench press you've ever seen. But I would just do that laying on the floor. And then that kind of carried over doing that in the curls, which I could only do 20 pounds at the time. Now I'm up to like 30 or 25, probably like 25 comfortably, but I can do like 30, maybe even 35 for like 1 rep max for like curls, like bicep curls. But anyways, yeah, so that's probably how I first got introduced to like fitness, stuff like that, was probably through COVID in my freshman year. And then, interestingly, once I got over to my sophomore year, and you get to actually pick your PE classes, because the thing is because of when I was born, I didn't have to worry about like driver's ed, and my parents did it through like something outside the school. Anyway, the point is I had like a free, period for a semester, and I chose to take a weight training class, right? My school offered that. I don't think every school does, so I got pretty lucky, right? So there I kind of learned the basics, and I met this group of guys, and I'm not really that close with any of them anymore, but they permanently affected the way that I see people that kind of lift and do this stuff, and have permanently affected my beliefs on how I feel about them. Referring to like people that are serious about lifting, because they were some of the nicest, most supportive people that I've met, right? And I don't think I was expecting them to be mean or anything, but I just didn't know what to expect. So that was definitely the best part was just having a small sense of community in my sort of my weight group, right? And being able to see the progress. Like, there was a video I posted a couple months ago because, I don't know, I wanted views or something. It was stupid. It was this old, maybe I'll bring a picture of it up. It was this old deadlift video of me maxing out like a couple weeks before Christmas. It is me with my little running shirt, which I'll talk about later. Little Santa running shirt, trying out the origins of the fluffy hair for the first time. But like I didn't have like a curling iron yet, so it was just like flat. It looked horrible. But just screaming like, ah! Holy, it was good memories. But yeah, so my squat got better. My bench, I mean, I think I started off not even able to put like 20 pounds on each side, not even being able to do like 90 pounds, and I left being able to do more than 100 pounds. That was just like a couple of months of training. So that was, I think, just to see that momentum definitely gives me the confidence I have now. If I never took that class, I don't know what I would do. But yeah, that sort of transitions over to something brief. Is that since I was a runner, that was kind of my excuse to not bulk up for the longest time. Like, I've actually known a lot about weight training for a long time. Well, not a lot, but like I've known like the basics. I know like some very basic things about like hypertrophy. I know like I know proper form for some of like the exercises, right? Like, I know that, you know, when you do a squat, it's not supposed to hurt your neck, right? So yeah, I know like easier variations of exercises, things like that. But, oh my God, what was I gonna say? But yeah, I kind of used running as an excuse. Looking back, I really wish I just kind of like at least stayed consistent, at least trained like I wanted to grow my muscles. Because there was a period of time where I was actually really consistent during my junior year when I was running and lifting, but I don't think I was training very hard. Like, I would have gained something. Yeah, I wouldn't have had a lot of muscle. I barely have the appetite to try to, you know, increase my weight now. I definitely wouldn't have back then, and it probably would have messed up my performance, so I think I was scared to do that anyways. But, like, I wish I at least just didn't give up, because that's totally what I did when I was a senior. But I remember that when I was a sophomore, the last sort of big event that happened that really made me care. Alright, so sorry, I'm cutting off that video right there. Just sitting here, actually working on part 2, but yeah, I'm gonna split into 2 parts. Yeah, so yeah, so sorry to do that. It's just getting a bit long. I'm sure you guys understand, but yeah, I'm gonna have this done in no time, and hopefully you guys will see part 2 very soon. So yeah, peace.